or by Beyonce, or any of those wonderful people wear meat on their heads, right? In baseball caps, in streimels, in black caps, in leather kippot, Nana Nachman, you name it, they were all there from all walks of life, all commemorating and celebrating the same thing, which is an astounding thing done by one man. So he says that when Abraham was told by Hashem, go out, I've got the verse quoted here, God took him out, and he said to him, look up to the heavens and count the stars. And he said to him, your children will be like this. Ask Rabbi Shapiro, what is there, a coffee break in the middle? It should say, God said to him, look up to the heavens and count the stars, your children will be like this, but it doesn't say that. It says, God said to him, look up into the heavens and count the stars. And he said to him, your children will be like this. Why is there another, and he said to him? Said Rabbi Shapiro, a beautiful idea, a beautiful thought. When Abraham Avinu began to count the stars, there are millions of stars, there are trillions of stars, they are uncountable. When Hashem saw that Abraham Avinu was doing that which is not unachievable, that which is impossible, Vayomer lo ko yezarecha, what you are doing now, which is unachievable, which is impossible, that very koach, the chutzpah, the tenacity that defines who the Jewish people are, ko yezarecha, your children in the future will have that. And we see that in the camps, and we see that with women like Sarah Schneer, who went beyond the norm. Doesn't matter, even though everyone was against it, they did things which were impossible. And the will to survive in the camps by people who were from all walks of life was really quite astounding. Every single one was a living nest. But perhaps more poignant are those stories which touch the soul from those young members of our people, the youth, the teens, where we see the true neshama, the true souls of the Jewish people shine. Yesterday we introduced you in Auschwitz to a man called Rabbi Garson, who was known as, the Vizhishner Rav, the Vizhishner Rav. And he wrote a book, as we said yesterday, called Mekadshe Hashem. We talked about the story with the shofar. In there he writes, there's another story, he writes about Erev Rosh Hashanah, and 1,400 youths were brought into Auschwitz a different year, and they were herded up like cattle, gathered to go towards their final destination. And while one of the young children was perhaps too naive to understand what was happening, the elders exactly knew, all the elder people in that group knew exactly what was going to be happening. The people in the camp became very upset as to what was happening. There was a young boy by the name of Akiva Man, a 15-year-old boy, and he came running over to the Rebbe and he said to him in Yiddish, Rebbe, was dein mit Moishele? Excuse my father accent. What's going to be with Moishele? And the Rebbe understood that this Moishele was a man who was 20 years old, one of the budding scholars from the yeshiva, who was going to be one of the greats of the future Jewish people, but he looked much younger than he did. He didn't have a beard, so he was shoved into this group with the other 1,400. And he knew he was referring to Moshe Rosenberg. So the Rebbe thought of the words of Tachanun that we say in the morning, of Nechshanu Kason, that we were like sheep, Natevach Yuval, taken to the slaughter. It says a non-Jewish approach to how we view things. We'll talk about that another time. So he tried to calm them down, and then Akiva said to him, Rabbi, I have with me enough money. I'll be able to bribe one of the couples. Let me change places with him. Why should someone like him die, who's going to bring so much glory and goodness to the Jewish people, and someone as insignificant as myself is going to live? When the Rebbe heard this young boy, he began to cry, and he pulled him close and he said to him, you should know that what you're about to do is very heroic and very courageous, but it is against Jewish law. Chayecha kodmim. We cannot judge who is more important, and your life takes precedence. And Akiva said, I cannot take it anymore, and he said to him, I'm going to change places. Why should Moshe die instead of me? I beg you, Rebbe, just tell me one thing. What I'm about to do is not considered suicide in Jewish law. And the boy was pulled close to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said to him, it's very nice what you're doing, but it is considered suicide. You're not allowed to do what you're going to do. and he turned to the heavens, and he wondered how much greater sacrifice could a human being be willing to make. Kol yeh zarecha, to do the impossible, to understand when things are beyond our control, we will always try and do everything within our means and within our power to become better people, to try and do the right thing. It's the hallmark, it's the DNA, it's the trademark of who we are. We stand here at the gates of Plazsow, the park of Plazsow, where women walk their dogs. I was absolutely sick when I saw that. Probably not as sick as when those rabbis saw what they saw. And as someone mentioned to me, they never became, after that they were never the same. But nonetheless, it's a very auspicious moment, and we should understand that that is who we are. And we should never forget it.